It is a beautiful sunny day here in Tennessee. I am heading up today to Mount Eagle Mountain, and I'm going to meet up with my buddy Dan. We're going to do some riding this afternoon. Don't really know where we're going to go, but we're just going to kind of use the Calimoto app, which is a great motorcycle app. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. And so we're going to use that to kind of just give us a little path that we can take. And let's see what kind of mess we can get in. So I said something about the Calimoto app. I kind of stumbled across this app, trying to find good GPS apps other than the standard Apple Maps or Google Maps and that sort of thing. Something that I can kind of create some routes and with a little more detail. And so this is one of the ones I tried, and I really like it. Because you can just set waypoints. It's really easy to do. You can do it on the computer and then save it and pull it up on your phone. So I create different routes, and what it does over any other app is most of your Apple Maps, Google Maps, you can say avoid highways. This thing goes one step further. This thing tries to find the curviest roads that it can find to get from wherever you're wanting to go. It will take you down paths that no other GPS would go. And I have discovered some wonderful curvy roads that I did not even know existed, not even far from my house. But here's the best feature that I love more than anything when using the Calimoto app. It has a round trip creator. So what you can do is, if you're going to start out from your house, you can go in and say, and I'll try to show some footage of doing this, but you can go in and say, all right, I want to go, I've got a couple hours to kill, so let's, I want to go 60 miles, and let's go north. So if you punch in 60 miles and north, and then hit calculate trip, it will come up with some round trip route and try to get close to that 60 miles. So if you like the route, then you can say, save it, or you can actually go. And man, I'm telling you, it is fantastic. I absolutely love this app. Now with the free version, you can only have access to one state. Okay, so you can download to utilize one state. So of course, I live in Tennessee, so the first map I downloaded was Tennessee, which was great. But I also live very close to the border of Georgia, Alabama, and North Carolina. So, as I figured out, hey, this is the app that I want to use and that I like. It seems to do the best of what I want out of it. So then I went ahead and got the annual subscription, which isn't much at all, and it's worth it. So now then I can plan routes in all the neighboring states that I would want to go to. And yesterday my wife and I went down into Georgia, and I used that route, and we went up over Fort Mountain. Beautiful Fort Mountain. If you're ever up north Georgia, Fort Mountain is a gorgeous mountain to go over, and a great ride. I tried to film that, had trouble with my GoPro, and for some reason it didn't record. So I don't know what happened, but anyway, today though I am meeting up with my buddy Dan. He lives up close to Nashville, so I'm heading up about 60 miles to Montego, and he's coming down there, and so we should have a lot of fun. Dan's a super great guy, and a lot of laughs are usually had when you're around Dan, because he's got some stories to tell, let me tell you. Anyway, heading up through here, and I'll show a little more and do some stuff on the Calimoto app, because it is just fantastic and to use. I put it in, I was going to use it to go up to Mount Eagle today, but it was going to take probably some really great roads, but it was going to take longer than what time I had to try to meet up with them. So to get there, I'm using the Apple Maps, and I still avoid highways, so I'm getting a nice route. But Apple Maps works great if you just put in avoid highways. If you're just going from point A to point B, Apple Maps, I have no problems with it. I like it. I like the instructions and details because I have it connected to my Bluetooth intercom system, and so it reads out, and it actually gives pretty detailed. The Calimoto app is not the most detailed of descriptions that it'll read out for you. I kind of wish that was better, and giving you a kind of a heads up on the street name and the road name coming up. Doesn't have that, but still it works well. Another great feature on the Calimoto app is the fact that you can use it offline. So one of the things that I'm going to try one time, instead of using my cell phone, I'm going to I've got an old iPhone 6s Plus, I think, that I don't use, and I think what I'm going to do is and I may even try it today because I brought it with me, but I've downloaded a few states offline maps so I can use it without having cell service. So I don't know if I need to. I don't know if there's any kind of benefit, because I'm charging my cell phone as I'm going, so it's not like I'm draining the battery. I have unlimited service, so I haven't yet decided whether or not there is any kind of benefit of using an old iPhone as kind of my GPS only. Because a lot of times when I'm riding by myself, I'll also be listening to music in the background that I'll be streaming from my cell phone. So, yeah, I don't know. But I'm going to probably test it out today just to kind of see how it goes. I've got it in a waterproof case, so, that somewhat might be of some benefit at times, because I don't have my iPhone that I use in any kind of waterproof case, but I don't really have a lot of intentions of riding in the rain much. But also I want to tell you about the mount that I use. I need to do a review on this mount, because I just don't see anything out there on it, and I just kind of stumbled across it on Amazon, and took a risk, ordered it, and it's absolutely fantastic. It is, if anybody has seen the Quad Lock or any of those, it is a comparison to it. Basically it has a mount that you can mount to your handlebars, or you can get a few different options of mounts, and I'll show some pictures of it. But the version that I have has the shock mount, and so it was a little more expensive. I initially bought just a rigid mount because they hadn't come out with the shock mount yet, and it worked great. But I started hearing people talking about how the jarring and shaking can mess up your cameras on your phones, and so it seemed like Quad Lock and all these other guys were really pushing the shock mounts. So when this is a brand called Sense Top, I think it is Sense Top. I'll put a link on the screen, or the actual name on the screen, but Sense Top. And they don't do a lot of advertising. You really don't do much on Facebook. They don't do anything, but the mount works great. And now I've got the flex mount. I don't know if you can see, but it kind of will bounce around, and it works really well. You lock in similar to the quad locks. I'll show some video of that locking in, but way more cost effective than some of that. And I am definitely a budget guy, and always on a tight budget. I've got one kid in college, one gonna be in college in a couple years, so that's another reason why I'm riding a 2005 Suzuki Boulevard C90. Absolutely love this bike, but I was able to get it back in the fall, and I wanted to get a bike again. It's been probably 8 or 9 years since I had my last bike, and my wife was like, yeah, you need to get one and we can go riding together. So, but I said, okay, look, I'm only going to get one, but if I can find something that we can pay cash for and it doesn't even affect us, in any way, and something that is comfortable for me to ride and comfortable for her to ride with me. And I looked at a bunch of bikes, used bikes, and landed on this one, and I think it was a great choice. This thing runs great, and so I'm really enjoying it.